Well, welcome back to another video of the 10-Minute Sales Talk. I'm Terry Cameron. What do you think of the hat? Tater's going to be visiting us here in a few minutes. She's not sure if she has anything she wants to add to today's video, but if she does, she'll chirp in when she wants to. What I want to talk to everybody about today is I'd like to address the people that are thinking about getting into the car business. Are you brand new? What we like to call a green pea in the car business. There's got to be some questions. You got to be prepared for this. You can't just walk into the showroom and start selling cars and know what to do. So let's start from the very beginning. If you're thinking about getting into the car business, there's some things that you need to do. First, if you have to interview for the job, be prepared. If you're going to interview at a Ford dealership, know something about Fords. If you're going to a Chevy dealership, know something about Chevys. Do some research. The other thing that you need to look at, and it's going to be universal across all brands, whether you're selling new or used, is you need to know a little bit about the high-tech stuff. You know, the Bluetooth, the navigation, the lane keeping, the blind spot monitoring systems, things like that. They're kind of universal across all. So know something about that. That's a hot button in today's car business. So know a little bit about that. You will impress the hell out of the manager that you're interviewing with if you know something about their product and maybe even about their dealership. So think about that before you go in to talk to them. Do a little bit of research. It's easy to find. It's all over the internet. Then, the day you show up for your job, you need to know what's in store for you. I know I've seen this way too many times. I think I've interviewed well over 300-400 salespeople and probably hired half of them. But you need I've seen this. Salespeople come into the showroom their very first day and they're completely lost. So prior to starting your first day, ask some questions. Ask them, what's my dress code? What time do I need to be here? Where is the company parking? You need to ask these questions. You'll feel much more at home if you have some kind of idea what's going on, and you'll feel better when you fit in because you're doing what everybody else is doing. There's a couple other things. Make sure whatever you do wear, it's pressed. Make sure your shoes are shined. They're not brushed with a brick. Now here's something that most people never think about, but make sure these shoes have a rubber sole. If you're going to be walking out there on that macadam, on that cement, on these hot days, you will wear a hole through those leather soles in no time at all. And you're going to be on your feet a lot, so you need to make sure they're comfortable. They don't have to be the fanciest thing, but they need to be shiny. They need to be in good repair. Shave, trim your hair, get those nose hairs out, get the ear hairs out, be sharp, get rid of all the jewelry. Don't put too much cologne on. These are things you need to think about before you get there. Have something to write with, have something to write on. A good salesperson always carries something to write with and to write on. You never know when a customer is going to ask you a question you don't know the answer to. Write it down. It's too important. Now your first day, find out exactly what time you got to be there. Get there a few minutes early. Walk around the place. Get yourself mentally ready for your day. Get that cup of coffee out of the way. And don't fall into that trap when you get there to decide what you're going to have for breakfast. Do what most humans do. They eat breakfast before they go to work. Eat your breakfast. Get a good workout. And what I always recommend is spend 20 minutes reading, watching, or listening to something positive. Like my podcast, the 10-Minute Car Sales Talk podcast. There's a couple other ones out there too, but not as good as mine. Anyway, so you're there, your first day. Don't be lost. Find the one. Look around. Who is the one that you want to follow? It's easy to tell who's doing the right things. It's not that person sitting over there in the corner with their cell phone going to town trying to beat Candy Crush. It's that one that's watching a YouTube video on something that has to do with their business. It's the one that has the phone to their ear talking to their customers, trying to schedule appointments. You'll be able to pick them out. And if you're not sure, just ask your manager, who is the one I need to follow? Or better yet, who is the one or the ones that I need to stay away? There's going to be a little bit of both of those. But you want to find the professional there and you want to learn from them. Now, I'm going to tell you this right off the bat. That professional is not going to have time for you. The person that's going to have time for you is the one that's selling 6, 7 cars a month. They've got all the time in the world. They're not selling 15, 20 cars a month. They're selling 6 or 7. And if you marry yourself up with them, guess what they're going to teach you to do? That's right, partner. See it, sell 6 or 7 cars a month also. They don't want you to do good. If you do good, it makes them look worse. So stay away from them. If you do get stuck with them, just monitor what they're doing wrong. Everything that they're doing, you just do the opposite. Find the golden nugget there. Find that person, follow them around, ask those questions. Shadow. Now, if you're going to a new car dealership, you're probably going to have to be certified on that brand. That's another good reason that you need to spend some time researching before you start. Find out as much as you can about that brand as possible. You're going to take some tests, and I've seen them take up to 2 weeks of tests before they're actually certified. At my dealership, you don't sell a new car until you're certified on the brand. Doesn't that make sense? You're going out there to show somebody a $25,000, $35,000, $45,000 car, and you don't know anything about it? Come on. You have to know how to do this. Find out the process. Go online, ask everybody at the dealership, what is the process? Watch it. Follow. You have to observe, and you have to listen. Really good salespeople have great listening skills. Like me. I'm sorry, what'd you say? Anyway, what I want you to do is go in there feeling comfortable and confident. This is a great career. And again, I want to congratulate you on choosing it. But make sure you know what you're getting into. It's probably a commission business. But what's nice about that is the harder you work, the more you get paid. I spent 10 years in the military, and I really got upset when I saw somebody with the same job title as myself, the same rank, but they got to work inside the air-conditioned building while I was in the motor pool working my tail off to make sure my truck and my soldiers' trucks, tanks were ready to go. Hot, cold, didn't matter. I had to be out there with them. So I kind of resented the one that got lucky because they knew how to type, or they could sit up there with the commander and do all their administrative stuff. So the thing that's great about the commission business is the harder you work, the harder you get paid. And you can make just as much money as the top salesperson there your very first month if you do things the right way. Quick tip, before you start selling cars, get on your cell phone. Call all of your friends, all of your family, not to sell them a car, but let them know what you're going to be doing. Tell them about your new career and where it's going to be. I promise you, if you got 200, 300, 400 people on your cell phone in your contact list, there's a couple people in there that you call that are going to bring up the subject of trading theirs in and buying another one. You won't have to do it. They'll do it. And it's a great kickstart to your career. I've seen people going from rags to riches in the car business and vice versa. Let's see if we can get you going rags to riches and shooting straight for the sky. I always say this, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit in the car business. You can make as much money as you want to. This could be the easiest 6-figure business or the hardest 5-figure business. It's up to you. You have to go to work. You have to go to work to wait. And you got to go to work prepared. You need to know what you're doing. So if you're new in the car business, think about it. What do you want to do when you get there? Make sure you meet the HR person. Ask that person what they should expect. What days are paydays? How many sick days do I get? Hopefully you don't use them. If you're at my dealership, I think we built our dealership on an ancient Indian burial ground because we have somebody sick every day. Not yours truly. Never. I can't afford to. I got to feed Tater. All right, guys. So listen to what I'm telling you. You have to be prepared. Take this serious. Car sales is a profession. It's the highest paid profession in the world. You make what you deserve, what you earn. The harder you work, the more you get paid. Ask questions. Find the top salespeople and follow them. And if you still can't get any answers, go to the 10minutecarsales.com. Shoot me an email with whatever question you have. Tell me your name, what dealership you're at, and I promise I'll help you out with it. So, until next week, remember, the sky is the limit.